G'day everyone, welcome back to the Interchange Cordon. This is a bit of change of scenery for my YouTube channel. I've been joined by, to my left, I've got Harry in the Pasito hat, and down the bottom we've got Grinners. So this is going to take a bit of a talk show kind of style for the series of videos we're going to try to achieve. It's going to be roughly 15 minutes per episode. We're just going to run down all the sport news in the week, predominantly AFL focused in the AFL season, and in the summer, obviously, we'll focus on cricket. So, boys, without further ado, I reckon we get cracking the first episode. Let's just tell a bit about yourself before we get going. H, anything the viewers need to know about you?
Strong Essendon supporter, let's just put it that way. Hate the AFL media. Like a bit of cricket. That's pretty much it.
Good to hear, Grinners. What about yourself? We know you're passionate.
Yeah, big tiger I am. I have a YouTube channel called Ollie Grinners, which in its heyday was pretty popular, but unfortunately is taking a bit of a hit, the coronavirus pandemic, but we're aiming to try and get that up and running again. But what else? Number 9 batsman who can't bowl and a forward pocket that doesn't tackle. I think that's me.
Oh, that's what we love to hear. And if you didn't know already, I'm a massive Saints fan, and it's basically where we go. So, I reckon, without further ado, let's get cracking into the first segment, which we like to call the hosts with the most, where each of us choose a highlight throughout the week, where we will run down and give a brief description on what our highlight is for the week. So let's start with you, Grinley. What was your highlight for the week?
Well, my highlight for the week was Josh Dacos's winning goal against the Swans up at the Gabba on Saturday night.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, getting mixed up. Thursday night, these weekday rounds really messing with me. But Josh Dacos, following in the footsteps of his father Peter, picks it up on the boundary, balks and kicks a banana. Just absolutely fantastic stuff. I hate Collingwood, but I have to admit I was jumping up and down from the couch when he kicked that goal.
He wound back the clock there. Not that any of us actually saw his father Peter in his heyday, and it was to seal the game. So good highlight from there from Grinners. HR?
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with definitely the best game of the round was last night, Gold Coast and Kilda.
Yeah.
I did not think I'd be saying that at the start of the year. Gold Coast and Kilda, the best game of the round. But, yeah, it was a great game, and I reckon my highlight from that one was definitely the Rankin mark and goal. That was special. Once he is able to, put together games and starts getting more of the ball, he will be absolutely unstoppable.
Yeah,
and their team
sound exactly like
10 plus top 10 picks, something like that, and it's just ridiculous. Lukosius, all of them, they're going to be looking very dangerous in the years to come.
Yeah, the talent at Gold Coast is pretty scary if they get some games under them. It's a good highlight you got. Personally, for me, it's not my preferred highlight because I can get the job done for the Suns. But anyway, my highlight for the week comes also in the Saints Gold Coast game, and that is I'm actually highlighting a player, and for his defensive efforts, that Hunter Clark in the fourth quarter. He's pretty underrated. You don't hear much of him, but he went actually pretty high a couple of draft picks ago. But he's just pick 7 or 8. But he was so composed in last night's game. The pressure in Gold Coast forward 50 in the dying minutes was just immense, and he was just able to. He just did the most classy things under pressure. And you've got to hand it to Hunter Clark. You need to get the recognition he deserves. I reckon he'll be All-Australian. Not this year.
Yeah,
There's a lot of good candidates on the halfback for the All-Australian side this year, but definitely in the years to come. It'll be great.
Yeah.
I think that actually concludes our first ever Host with the Most segment. So give yourselves a round of applause, fellas.
Round of applause.
We've got through it. What do we got now? Round review, of course. So, yep, good.
Alrighty, so starting off the round on Monday night was Port Adelaide versus the Doggies over at Adelaide Oval. Could have been a really good match, but unfortunately the Doggies' wayward kicking really cost them 5-12 to 42 to 8-7, 55. And the Dogs had got a couple more of those shots on target. I reckon they would have walked away with 4 points. But instead it leaves them with 2 losses on the trot, both to contenders Richmond and Port Adelaide, and honestly leaves Luke Beveridge's side in a really topsy-turvy position about halfway through the year, and I severely doubt whether they'll actually be able to make the top 8. Moving on Moving on to Tuesday night, my Tigers absolutely smashed the Lions. 12-10-82 to, again, inaccurate kicking. 4-17. That's right,
Yeah,
4-17,
Awesome.
41.
that is
An
something
almost play-by-play repeat of the 2019 qualifying final, which was also against Richmond and Brisbane up at the Gabba. Brisbane kicked themselves out of the game with some absolutely horrendous decision-making and terrible set shot kicking. Sam Skinner, for one, takes the mark 5 metres out from goal. Noah Bolter can't catch him and instead kicks it straight into the behind post, something which I believe is almost impossible considering these blokes have, 9-10 years in the professional AFL system and can't even kick a goal from 5 metres out. I'm sorry, it's a bit early for the poor form tribunal, but I'm getting a bit of a hot head. But Richmond easily running away with the game, winning by 41 points.
Yeah, goal kicking was definitely an issue throughout the round. And when you said Sam Skinner, I bought him on my Supercoach side this week, and I was not happy with his performance.
Tell us the scores, Grinners.
Geelong 13-12-90 defeated North Melbourne 9-3-57, and Adelaide 5-7-37 were defeated by Melbourne 13-10-88.
Yeah, so it's two simple games here. Geelong just too good for North Melbourne. North Melbourne in all sorts of trouble, in my opinion. They did get up against the Crows last week, but they got up against the Crows
Not
last
easy.
week.
It's not hard to get up against the Crows.
Definitely not.
Yeah. I just don't think they have the depth, North Melbourne, at the moment to compete with anyone in the top 8. I see them finishing probably 12th to 14th again. Adelaide Melbourne. Well, gee whiz, it was looking dark for Melbourne in the 3/4 time, and I was thinking, oh geez, Knicks can't get it done. No one can get it done. Time and time again, they let us down. They put together a few good first half performances against Essendon as well, but they do not have the experience or the depth to put together a win.
Yeah.
And their run coming. I do see them still winning a game this season, but gee whiz.
Now we got the Thursday night games. It was yesterday. We got Collingwood beating Sydney 50-41, and of course St Kilda coming up against Gold Coast, winning in an absolute cracking game by 4 points. We'll get started with the Collingwood Sydney game. Didn't watch much of this game, and by the looks of it, I'm glad I didn't, because Collingwood at halftime were 2-10. So that says something about the goal kicking, as Grinners was saying. I kind of wish Sydney would have won this game, because Collingwood with that kicking just didn't deserve to win. But other than that, Josh Dacos, as Grinners highlighted earlier, was a great sealer. Another highlight for that game, as an interesting discussion, was Isaac Quainer's injury.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about that one? Because I saw the vision. I didn't see how it happened, but I saw his leg, and that looked something out of a bloody war. Yeah, they just need to pull some games together. They've hit a bit of a decline in their form. I reckon they've got the skill to get back up there, but of course we've got the Gold Coast St Kilda game, which I watched very, very closely. Hit me heart gave through quite a lot of times. But this game was one for the ages. If you look at the score, I think the score changed 7 or 8 different times. It was just
seven.
It could have
7 or 8
games like that. Don't deserve to have a loser. Obviously, I'm glad my side came up and got the win. I was very ecstatic about that. If I might even show some vision of me in the video.
Oh no! Oh no!
Get some post-match vision. I was up and about at the end of that, because I knew this game was important for the Saints, as it would put us second on the ladder, and that is a very good position to be in the midway point of the year, challenging the top 4. And it just showed maturity to leave 10 points down in the middle of the 4th quarter, come back and win.
With the last game as well, tonight, big game, Essendon versus the Giants. Now, I'll talk you through this one. This is a huge game. Toby Green out gives Essendon a slight sniff, but it's just a slight sniff. That is what it is. This is a real defining game. Both clubs. The Giants haven't had that bad of a year. They've just lost a few games they should have won. Close games against Collingwood. They definitely have something there. Essendon, well, it's been a bit of a woeful couple of weeks, but got a few players back. They've given Sam Draper the rein for the for the full rock job. So that
Yeah.
should be good. McKenna back in. If they want to push the top 8 spot, they're going to have to win this week.
Stadium, Friday night footy. The Bristle BP, he'll be out in force.
He will.
He will. Let's introduce it, shall we? This is another segment we like to call the Poor Form Tribunal, where we absolutely just lay into someone or something or a collective. Doesn't matter who or what it is, but we're just going to lay into them because we feel that they've showed a display of poor form. So today, Grinners, who's displayed the most poor form for us today, this week?
Well, my target in the poor form tribunal is, in fact, the AFL media. In my honest opinion, the state of journalism in the AFL has never been any worse. It's been bad the last couple of years. We've seen Jared Waitley every week in AFL 360 when the umpiring decision doesn't go exactly the way he likes it, complain and say they should change the rules. And they did change the rules. They changed it to the 666. And I tell you what, it's been an absolute disaster. The last 2 years, the games have been more congested. They've been boring. They've been hard to watch sometimes. And this year is no exception. One team will win one game by a couple of points and suddenly they're flag contenders. Other way round and suddenly they're finishing the bottom 4. I do not understand how these people have any credibility when they're just completely hot and cold. There's no middle area. No one's calling for restraint. There's no decent journalists out there anymore. That's not true. There are a couple of journalists. Maybe Greg Baum, Caroline Wilson sometimes. But again, these people, they say stuff for attention. They don't say it because they believe it. They say it for attention because of their websites or their radio show and all that. Kane Corns, for instance, will just say whatever the hell he likes. No one cares what he says, but this guy still gets a buddy slot on SEN. He still gets a slot on the footy show. He says some absolute tripe.
Yeah,
An absolute
Don't
joke.
understand it.
It's an absolute joke. I'll take over from here. I'm talking Access All Areas. I'm talking the AFL Footy Show Sunday. It's an absolute joke. Every single week they're roasting into one player, one team, and it just makes no sense. For example, just Essendon, St Kilda, Melbourne, Bulldogs, all top 8 contenders. Every week, whenever they lose, they're automatically in the bin. They need to get their coach sacked.
It's rubbish.
For example, the Bulldogs are winning the premiership. They need to get a grip. Figure out what you are doing in the AFL media, or else you'll be in a bin.
You'll be in the bin, just like they put the clubs in. And it's like those boys said. I couldn't have summed that up better myself. They're just not up to standard. They just make ludicrous calls for no reason, and they'll contradict what they say the week after. They'll say, like, for instance, they said the Saints after they lost to Freo that, oh no, they're not showing the potential. It's going to be another year for the Saints. And then we come back and beat Port Adelaide the next week, and what do you know? Oh, the Saints, they're flag favourites. Just get a grip, boys. It's Damo, Matthew Lloyd, Kane Corns. Yeah, it's pretty much the whole Sunday footy show. So you know what, boys? I've had enough. Get a grip.
For each week, we're going to have a guest on the show, and this week is a avid cricketer, massive Melbourne Demons supporter, Jesse D. Smith.
Good mate of ours. Good bloke. Let's see what he has to say for himself here when he wants to join.
Yeah, no, it's clear.
Oh God, there's a dead fly.
Here he is, Steve.
Oh, here he is.
Welcome to the Interchange Cordon, my friend.
It's a pleasure to be here. It's an honour.
Sure should be.
Okay, I'll lead into the first talking point today for Jesse D's. We're going to mix it up here. We're going to talk about cricket. Now, an avid cricketer you are, wicket-keeper/batsman. Let's go through your stats this season. 25 matches, 22 innings, runs, 228, not bad. 4 wickets, do a bit of bowling, but not too much. And 10 catches as a keeper, quality. But what I need to talk to you about, a batting average of 12 as an opening batsman, mate. A batting average of 12 as an opening batsman, 22 innings, and a high score of 27. Can you talk me through this, mate?
Yeah, look, it was a dry season.
Dry though.
Yeah, she was pretty dry.
I
have a bag full of excuses.
Yeah.
I'd be more than happy to say that.
I can imagine.
It's just one of those things, you know. But one of the problems is when you don't have a good season, you gotta look for new ways to make up for the poor runs. What's the main excuse? So I figured buy a new bat. It's going to solve all my problems.
I was about to mention that. That was
blaming the
what's in
equipment.
that
Questionable decision there.
Yeah, I've got a lovely new SF Almandus.
and how much coin did you spend on that?
Oh, I got it for a great deal, $270.
I know you
Down
always get something for a great deal.
Yeah, 30 Sports, they always hook me up. It was better than half price in the end. So
Yeah.
any listeners out there thinking, oh, I need some cricket gear, Sturdy Sports, just trust me on that one.
Yeah, Sturdy Sports, if you're watching, we're in for a sponsorship deal.
I'm sure they'll be happy.
With your club, Cotton Cricket Club, and also play a bit of footy there, but obviously footy's cancelled this year. Will you be thinking about making a change in cricket or football club in the next few years after the downfall of the Cotton Football Club and Cricket Club?
It's a big
Look,
question.
I'm a loyal man. It just couldn't happen like that.
Yeah.
You just got to stay with the roots.
No change to Hanging Rock?
No change. I mean, Cotton stick through me when I've got that bad an average. They keep inducing the positive energy into me. I can't leave them.
I love
And
the
the Rock.
on you, man. The
Well,
the ladies out there, you got to get yourself a man with the loyalty like these. He's a good guy.
It's true. No lie. No lie.
I got a question
Always.
for you as well. Can't help but notice the D's shine in the background.
The D shine.
Your thoughts on the Adelaide Melbourne game? Because I know you're in a funny state after the game because
I was well.
you're pretty much on the verge of giving up on the D's at three-quarter time, and then you kick 10 goals in the last quarter, and you're still on the verge for hating them. Can you explain me your feelings behind still being unhappy with the D's after such a dominant fourth quarter?
I mean, I'm a passionate man. I'm an emotional man. I wear the heart on the sleeve, and I just look at the team. Think back to the days, well back when 2014, 2013, when we had nothing going for us. And then we built up. 2018, we were producing this footy, our list. Everything was just shaping up. And 2018 did not disappoint. 2019 was bad. There was plenty of reasons, there's excuses, but at the end of the day, you can't go from 2018 to 2019. And then this year, I didn't think we'd have the turnaround straight back into our 2018 form, but I thought we might, be pushing for the 8, which we still are, to be fair. Like, we're still in the hunt. But I thought we'd be doing better than we are. Come on, we are. We're a chance. And,
I'll give you that.
I was pretty disappointed. It's kind of the footy we're playing, backing up some poor game against Port Adelaide. The inconsistency, it's just not what I like to see. There's so many little things that just aren't quite there, but they could be. And I feel like we're always just so close. We could grab it if we wanted to, really. But there's just something going inside the club that just isn't clicking. And
had a similar feeling the Saints back when we were just pushing there. But we've managed to turn it around. Hopefully the D's can too. They definitely showed signs of playing that quality brand of footy in the 2018 season. And we dared to dream that they could make the granny.
Yeah, I will admit, it wasn't my finest form on Wednesday night when I was in one of the chats with the boys, and I was just ripping into the D's.
Yeah,
the game was. I should have just been watching the game, but I was just. They're angry inside of me that night.
I have one more question, D's.
Yeah, go for it.
Now, AFL media. They don't get around the Melbourne club. But they sure are getting around Christian Petrarca. Now, do you honestly think Christian Petrarca is a Brownlow contender and Gawn having a better season than him? Or is Petrarca the better player?
Look, I'm saying right now, Petrarca is a Brownlow contender. You can't if Jack Steele, if Plunkett's Jack Steele.
Yeah, I back Jack Steele to finish top 10. Mark my word.
Petrarca's in there. I mean, look, we got to win some more games, obviously, because he's not gonna get the votes if we're losing by 50 points to Port Adelaide. But he's playing good, consistent footy, just like the rest of the boys. And some of the AFL media are just nuffies that they just look for anything to get them in the spotlights. Campbell Brown saying he was in the best player in the AFL was a bit of a stretch, but he is. definitely a Brownlow contender. You just have to say, Gawn, is he having a better season than him? While it's, touch and go, I'd probably say Petrarca is probably the better player this season. Gawn, while he's still having a great season, Ruckman, they're kind of ebbing and flowing every week, depending on what club you're playing. Like, you see Gawn's impact in tap work just depends. Like, Brisbane and Port just sharked in the whole game. And while he's still having a great impact around the ground that we desperately need, I'd just say Petrarca's like brute work, where you just see him run out of packs, hit players up with those big damaging kicks. Is just something that not every player can do. And Gawn's the same. Not every player can do what Gawn can do, but Petrarca this year's probably just put himself to that level where I'd say he's the best player in Melbourne at the moment.
We're gonna finish up now, Dees. Thanks for being on the show.
Yeah, thanks for being on the show. Make sure part of the terms and conditions, you got to share it around. So,
sharing it's too easy. This is a classy front. Just look at the kids on all you boys.
Yeah, look at the panel.
Very easy. Cheers.
No, we tear around. Good on you, Daisies. Go on. You're still awake there, mate?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah, we got a lot out of these. You had a good spell. You
couldn't get a bloody question in.
Well, I think
that's about it.
I think that concludes our show today. So it was a very, very good start to the first show. It being in lockdown, of course, it has to be over Zoom. So in the bigger picture, we'll aim to have a desk and a panel in real life. Could even go to doing live shows. That could be a possibility. So it's just a learning curve for today, just to see how things go. Make sure to comment below any suggestions on segments. Comment below if you want to be a guest. Just comment below what you thought in general, because it's our first time doing something like this, and we'd love to hear.
Would you like seeing more of these videos? That is the question, because we're planning on weekly. Yeah,
we're planning on doing it weekly, and we'll aim to do it Friday nights. I reckon that'd be a good time slot, but we don't know how consistent we can get it to upload on Friday nights. And I don't even and also comment below whether you'd be interested in listening to us on a podcast.
Yeah,
that's something we'd like to investigate in the near future.
Yeah.
So
exactly. I mean, it's our first time doing this, and if there's any suggestions or anything, we're always open. I mean, starting all this stuff is hard, but so all good.
So good, bad, or ugly, comment down below whatever your thoughts. And without further ado, I reckon that concludes the episode 1 of the Interchange Cordon. So if I was in real life, I'd shake your hand, but I'll see if we can shake your hands from there.
Yes.
I'll shake Grunai's hand.
Yeah, handshake. Yep, there we go. I can't even. Where is it? Where is it? I've got the cross thing.
I reckon that'll be us for the panel. So make sure to like, comment what you thought, and subscribe to the channel. And
send a catcher.
Hopefully see you in the next one. So catcha.